Okay, this is the interlude. Interlude one. Will it be too expensive to live? Now, this page is really focusing on tricking, the dynamics of tricking. I might even possibly get into like the ethics of tricking, but it's focused on tricking, especially in this current dating market. And to trick, you need to have money. So the thought of this interlude is, will it be too expensive to live? Now, this isn't for tricks, this is more for me, but I mean, this can apply to anyone too. So I've always made decent money. I've never really been below the median income. Um, and then this is like the higher median income. So there's median income for black men, Asian men, uh, white men. I've been in the median income for men or just yeah, for men, right? So because like men make a higher median income than women. Um, so I really never, I guess you could say, struggled like that in a sense, but I definitely do feel the price increases on everything. The the housing is the main thing, right? 2 decades ago, you were probably spending $700 on a studio. Now studios in a okay neighborhood are about 2 grand, between 1,700 and 2 grand, um, by me. So that lets you know how much prices have ballooned over 2 decades. I've only been an adult for 15 years, close to around. So I didn't really get to experience cheap, the cheaper cost of living back then. Um, so we also have to consider employment opportunities. The current industry I'm in, most industries are downsizing. It seems like the only industries that are really like upsizing it are gig work, agriculture, hospitality, pretty much jobs where they can easily replace you with migrants, or that if they're migrant already focused migrant, highly employed fields. And majority of these positions are usually filled with migrants who probably are not documented. So that goes into another aspect of that. So most of these, like, I'm not going to say cushy, but like blue collar work is drying up in a sense for Americans. I mean, it's available, but they're trying to pay you lower wages, or you're competing your wages against migrants for, cheaper labor. Um, White collar stuff, we got the H-1B1, and you also have to consider automation, being displaced by automation. Now, I do have AI anxiety. I don't. I, I try to scale up as much as I possibly can, but realistically, how fast can you scale up in comparison to a machine that doesn't need to rest and has the internet on its back to validate and check, and it can search through it in these large language models. So there's a legitimate concern. Like, I'm not a lazy person. I jumped into a career, this particular career, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished in the 3 to 4 years I've been actively doing this. And yeah, I think I either got into the career too late, or like I said, I'm trying to scale up to a certain point where I don't have to, I won't have as much anxiety about AI, but it's a real thing. It's there. It's looming, but I'm trying not to let it, you know, beat me over the head. And then there's the ageism thing. So, I'm in my 30s, and people tend to give older, like, so your 30s is like your last, I would say, it seems like your last real time to do a career change. Once you hit your 40s, is people are more apprehensive of giving older people um, a chance in a new career field, unless it's like a low bar entry career field per se. Maybe they might allow them to come in if they appear healthy, healthy enough to do the work and dependable. Um, but yeah, this is something I also consider, because I also consider doing like another career change. I've probably changed my career path maybe 3 times in my life. Um, and that's not to say I couldn't hack it in those career fields. It's just trying different things, getting bored, um, different views of life and how I wanted to live my life. Some people might say it's undisciplined. Some, it is what it is. But so the ageism thing is something I'm also like keeping keeping tabs on. Um, so then we also, briefly mentioned it before, but like food prices are increasing as well. So before I used to, I would say even like prior to the pandemic, when I was going to Costco, when I was going to Costco, I was probably spending maybe around uh about like 150. The 150 from like 2018, 2019 isn't the 150 of 2025. Like, the cart is less filled, and I have to be very more precise of like the exact nutrients that I want. Like, it's no more, let's say, like fig Newtons, or like a little like treat, like that stuff is just getting completely cut out now. And it's just like the essentials. So yeah, like we're definitely losing value of our money. It's being printed to oblivion. Um, so I mean, I have different types of means of retirement, as far as like money saved, invested, whatever the case may be. But also got to consider healthcare costs, right? So as you get up in age, yeah, your health changes. You can eat all the right foods and work out, but if you have like a genetic problem that hasn't been triggered yet, because this is a thing for people, even though they diet is important. Absolutely, it's probably one of the most important. Diet and exercise are probably the two most important things you can do to protect your health. But there's also genetic factors, and I'm just considering things that I can't control in a sense. So the genetic factors that might increase my healthcare costs, unforeseen healthcare costs. So that's something to also you know consider. Now you have the increased healthcare costs and the possibility, me with the possibility of changing careers, looking for work, getting sick. Like there's a whole bunch of you know anxiety about the future. The future just don't it doesn't look as promising as when I graduated from high school. um, Definitely didn't see the future markets looking like this. So will it be too expensive to live as an older person? Like when I get around 65, 70, will $2 million be enough to retire on if I even have that? Like the way how I have a certain saving program, and I might be able to pull that. But like, will that be enough? Is the money going to be that inflated where $2 million is actually like $200,000? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a possibility too. Like I just there's just certain things that just I just don't know. And yeah, man. Um, like, can you budget? Sure. Can you have roommates? Sure. One thing in the red pill space that dudes don't give women credit for is their willingness for commune. So them hoes will fucking move in together, reduce their costs, and these are like as friends, not like lesbians, whatever. But like they'll move in together as friends, reduce their costs, and they also do like co-parenting of each other's kids. Like this is a model that they've been doing. Like I mean, it's not it's discussed by like women. It's not one of their like major focal talking points because them hoes also be moving in together and then kicking their friends out as well. But they're more inclined to do something like that to reduce their costs and make things work without having to depend on men. And I'm just like, will the friendships of men allow them to do that, or the idea of being a man impede with that? Looking at okay, you don't have a partner, you have the funds to you have the necessary funds to do a like a roommate thing with another man, but they're like the the I guess the not taboo, but like maybe it's taboo. I don't know, but men always have to have their shit together 100% of the time. If not, you're a loser. So I mean that might be a part of that too. But how would you be able to compensate? As you get older in age, you work less hours. Um, if you are working at all, if you have savings, that like how Social Security is not going to be around. Uh, it's just like, can will it be too expensive to live as you get older? Um, I've been meaning to do this for a while too. I have this do this interlude. I just, this thing's been happening in life, and yeah, man. I always told myself I would have a final solution for myself. If all else fails, hopefully it doesn't get to that. But yeah, if I don't feel like playing no more, I'm up out of here.